Yesterday's game is pretty much out of the picture for now, I would say, but we'll just have to watch and see. So the coin toss has been completed, and we are moving towards the game in a second, I would imagine. So you guys might be wondering, so where's the other guy, right? So the other guy will be joining me in a few while. He has to, run some errands, some professional caster stuff. So yeah, so today's India versus Bangladesh, the fan favorites, the tournament favorites, actually. India, right? So they've been on a really, really good performance streak. Like each and every one of their games has been phenomenal. And Bangladesh, they are not slacking off right now. They have been showing a good performance as well, and they are the contenders for the second position in this tournament. So, if you might recall, or for those of you tuning in just now and don't really understand what's going on, the top two teams from this qualifier will be qualifying for the next round of the tournament, right? So right now it looks like India is almost uh, favored to go into the next round, and it's a close competition between Bangladesh and Nepal. So
10 seconds
today will
remaining.
be one more game one more series to
5
show,
seconds remaining.
which two teams will be going forward, right? So yeah, so the game has already started, and Team India are really quick to ban the Undying. So now it's Team Bangladesh
Radiant team
turn
ban.
to ban someone, and they banned the QOP actually. Okay, interesting choice. I
10
mean, I've
seconds
never
remaining.
really seen a
DOTA team
QOP
ban.
first ban, but a Dawnbreaker first set of bans. That is something that is quite common actually. Despite the
10
nerfs to the
seconds
blade mail,
remaining.
right? So Dawnbreaker absolutely loved going blade mail
5
early
seconds
and then
remaining.
into an axe, but still, despite the nerf to the blade mail, Dawnbreaker is still a pretty reliable off-laner, I would say. Pretty good for team fights, pretty good for saving your cores during a team fight, and just the overall global presence and the overwhelming damage. And the damage from Dawnbreaker, right? So a pretty decent ban from Team
Radiant
Bangladesh, I
team
would say,
ban.
and Team India moved to ban the Marcy, who has been seeing a lot of action in this tournament. Actually, I think she's
10
been
seconds
picked or
remaining.
banned in mostly every game during this tournament, and
5
even in
seconds
those
remaining.
games that we have seen Marcy, so her performance has been exemplary. So she's had a really, really good run in this tournament. So Team Bangladesh, they are burning to the reserve time right now, less than 2 minutes for them.
Radiant team ban.
And they banned the NP, another very popular flex pick, I would say. You just pick the NP
10
first,
seconds remaining.
and you could play him as a position 4, you could play him as a mid, you could play him as even a
5
position 1
seconds
carry as
remaining.
well. Absolutely flexible. Does a lot of things. Well, might not be good at a lot of things. There might be better heroes suited to do what the NP is trying to do, but it's a jack of all trades kind of situation. So he can fulfill a lot of roles. So whatever the team needs. So I think Team Bangladesh is just going for more of a blanket approach, right? So they're trying to ban all the popular and the really good heroes right now. So one more ban from
Dire
Team
team ban.
Bangladesh, and then we'll move to the picking phase for India. But first, Team India does have their
10
third
seconds
ban
remaining.
for now.
5 seconds remaining.
So they
Dire
are
team
going to
pick.
ban the Shaman, actually. So the Shaman has been banned from Team India, and Team Bangladesh have banned the Monkey King. I mean, Monkey King is now officially the worst hero in Dota right now, because he has the
10 seconds
lowest win rate
remaining.
out of all the heroes in the Dota. Actually, among
5
all the
seconds
brackets,
remaining.
NK does have the lowest win rate. So not a pretty good hero, I would say,
Radiant
to
team pick.
contest right now. But maybe Team Bangladesh just knows something that we don't right now. So the first pick actually comes from Team India, and Shadow Fiend is I mean, a sort of a flex pick, I would say. I mean, you can't really play him as a support, but there's still, is it a
10
mid Shadow
seconds
Fiend
remaining.
or is it a carry Shadow Fiend? So that remains to be
5
seen. But
seconds
Shadow Fiend
remaining.
has been growing in popularity, so I would expect a good Shadow Fiend game this time. And it's probably, even if it's a mid Shadow Fiend or even if it's a poor Shadow Fiend, I would expect some heavy, heavy physical damage from the Shadow Fiend. So it's Team Bangladesh turn to pick something, and only 1 minute remaining on the clock. So we are yet to
Dire
see what
team
they
ban.
pick. So it's a Pugna. Okay, so an interesting choice. I mean, again, the Pugna is a flex pick as well, right? You could go for a position four, even a position five Pugna if you want, or you could have him mid as well. But against an SF who has both
10 seconds
immense
remaining.
physical damage and immense, magical
Dire
damage,
team ban.
I'm not quite sure how Pugna would fare in the mid matchup, but I'm pretty sure it's not a mid Pugna right now. So Team India have elected to ban Shadow Shaman and the Tusk. So Shadow Shaman they banned before as well, but since they picked so fast, I could not really talk about the Shadow
10
Shaman. The
seconds
Shadow Shaman
remaining.
has been one of the best supports in the
5
past patch, and
seconds
even
remaining.
in the recent patch, despite him getting a little bit nerfed, he's still, one of the best supports out there. The infinite stun, the infinite stun and disables just
Radiant team
is a
ban.
nightmare to deal with, man. I had to deal with a Shadow Shaman in a recent game, and I can tell you that I think I quit Dota for a while after that game. So yeah, so Shadow Summon is banned, so that's really good. And they have banned the Lion as well. These big
10
stunner
seconds
types. You have the
remaining.
Tusk that can really mess up with your positioning, and
5 seconds
has
remaining.
really good saves. And you have banned the Shadow Shaman and Lion who can counter initiate and even initiate actually perma unlock you. So those heroes have been banned. So SF is probably happy about all these Marcy, Shadow Shaman,
Radiant
Tusk,
team
and
pick.
Lion bans. But Team Bangladesh, they do actually ban the Clockwork, I see. But, Clockwork is forced to be reckoned with, especially against, squishy heroes with a really low mobility. So Clockwork banning, I mean, it
10
could be
seconds
to
remaining.
protect their more low mobility heroes, but we'll just
5
have to see
seconds
what Team
remaining.
Bangladesh pick because the second pick for Team Bangladesh is coming up with less than a minute of reserve time left. So Team Bangladesh, we're waiting for their pick.
Dire team pick.
So they pick a Mars actually. So again, one of those heroes that does have low mobility and could, have issues with clockwork, but since it's banned, they are comfortable picking it. But
10
they've got
seconds
Pugna,
remaining.
the hero that just sits in the back lines with,
5
giving you
seconds
infinite
remaining.
health regen basically, and saving you at with critical ether form, right? So decrepify. And you have a Mars who is a very reliable front lane uh, offlaner, right? So basically a front lane offlaner, a tanky, one of those tanky DPS heroes. So I mean, it looks pretty good for Team Bangladesh so far. I mean, it's too early to tell what they're really going for, but it looks pretty
Dire
fight
team
centric, I would
pick.
say. And Team India, they actually go for the silencer. Okay, a little bit of weird pick, and again, I'm not sure what role the silencer is going to be playing. I mean, uh, I don't really see any big spells except for the Pugna suck, right? The Pugna suck is
10
the only thing
seconds
that I
remaining.
see the silencer canceling right about now, but I guess they
5
do have
seconds
something
remaining.
up their sleeve, Team India. So once again, it's Team India's turn to pick, and this will be their third pick So I am not actually sure what role this Shadow Fiend is going to play and what role the Silencer is going to play. So a bit of a enigma from Team India. Well, not the hero enigma, just like mystery in general. So we're waiting for Team India with around 50 seconds of the clock to pick their next hero.
Radiant team pick.
And it's a Spirit Breaker. Again, I'm not really sure what role the Spirit Breaker is going to play in all of this. I mean, it could be a position 4 Spirit Breaker or an offlane Spirit Breaker for all I know, but it is going to
10
get
seconds
really
remaining.
spicy, like with these Spirit Breaker picks, right?
5
So you can never
seconds
be
remaining.
truly sure where the Spirit Breaker is. It's like Chekhov's gun, right? So it's the mind games. Like you're initiating on someone, and you can never be really sure if there's going to be some follow up, and you can't really hard commit on to the enemies, right? So Team Bangladesh really running low on reserve time right now, around 15
Radiant team
seconds
pick.
left, and they hastily pick Leshrak. So I am pretty sure it's a mid Leshrak, so that will make Pagna position 4, I guess. But with Leshrak and Pagna, it does look like Team Bangladesh is going for the early push strat, right? So
10
they're
seconds remaining.
ready to push Team India in the early game, and with the
5
Mars,
seconds remaining.
in the front lines. So it might be hard for Team
Dire
India
team pick.
to breach to the defenses and actually attack Team Bangladesh and their pushers. But we get the Bane as well. So one more of those disables. I mean, Team Bangladesh didn't really have those hard disables, I would say. I mean, they had the arena, but it's not really a disable, more of an
10
area denial,
seconds
right?
remaining.
So with Leshrak and Mars, if you get both of
5
them
seconds
together
remaining.
inside Mars's arena and you have the Leshrak pumping damage out, it is going to be pretty scary sight for Team India with the Pugna, with his Nether Ward and his Ether Blast, right? So the arena is going to get bloody if everything works out in Team Bangladesh favor, and in some way, if they do manage to get out, the Bane will be there to hold them in place so the team can follow up. So, I mean, Team Bangladesh, it looks like they are all geared in for fighting early, fighting hard, and fighting just dirty. So, Team India, they have very little time
Dire
remaining
team
themselves
ban.
as well, almost 6 seconds. So they picked the life stealer actually. So I'm guessing the silencer is a support and the shadow fiend is a mid shadow fiend with life stealer being the carry, I guess. So again, another uh,
Radiant
wave of
team
bans
ban.
coming through, and Team India, they banned the Morphling. I mean, the Morphling absolutely would have been an excellent hero for Team Bangladesh to pick right now. I mean, you have so many spells that you could actually choose from. You could do the rage from the lifestealer, right? You could do the charge from the Bara. You
10
could do
seconds remaining.
his bulldoze as well to get that
5
extra
seconds
debuff in
remaining.
that debuff resistance, right? You can do the silencer to to spam his skills, and the SF. Oh, the SF
Radiant
is just
team ban.
really good to be transformed into. And Team Bangladesh, they actually banned the Axe, another really popular off laner right now. And again, the story is the same, right? So despite the blade mail being really nerfed, but Axe is really good against most of these heroes,
10
I would
seconds
say,
remaining.
despite the blade and nerfs. But well, Lifestealer would
5 seconds
probably,
remaining.
it's more of an execution thing, right? So Lifestealer could actually win the lane or really lose the lane there. So it's hard to say, despite being a melee carry, right? So
Dire
yeah, so the
team
final
ban.
ban coming in from Team Bangladesh, the Vengeful Spirit will be banned this time. And I mean, well, it does kind of make sense because Team Bangladesh has a lot of heroes that rely a lot in positioning, right? So the Pugna, if he's got out of position, is dead right there.
10
The Leshrac,
seconds
the Bane, the
remaining.
same story, right? So
Dire
even Mars,
team pick.
you want to be in a good position to use your skills and to zone the enemy out. So having a Vengeful Spirit and the Vengeful Spirit initiating fights by taking one of your allies into an really unfavorable area is a really
10
tough thing to
seconds
fight against. And
remaining.
Team India, they banned another high DPS physical carry
5
in
seconds
Templar
remaining.
Assassin, and
Radiant team
well,
pick.
let's look what they go for the off. Oh, it's a Primal Beast. Okay, so that's the off lane, I'm guessing. So it's the Spirit Breaker 4 and the Primal Beast 3, I guess, and the Silencer position 5. I mean, it looks pretty robust for Team India, actually.
10
I mean,
seconds
you
remaining.
usually, reserve the final pick for the mid lane, but
5
in this
seconds
case,
remaining.
I mean, and they're using it for the Primal Beast. The Shadow Fiend worked as a good flex pick, I guess. And
You may
Team
now
Bangladesh actually go
select
for the
your heroes.
Sven. Okay, so yeah, so Team Bangladesh go for the Sven. I mean, they have really, really good tower damage in Sven. They have really, really good tower damage in the Leshrac. Well, let's just say the wave push. Right? The wave push is really good. I mean, except for Bane, theoretically, any one of these heroes could really push really fast. So Team Bangladesh looking to end things early, I guess, with Team India going for the more tanky lineup, I guess, with the Bara, the Lifestealer, with the Primal Beast, and I think they're just trying to get to a stage in the game where
10
SF
seconds
builds
remaining.
those stacks up and they absolutely
5
decimate
seconds remaining.
the mid game. So until then, we're just going to have to watch what happens for now. So the game will begin in a few while, in a little while. And for those of you tuning in just now, welcome to Open Esports Student Games 2025 South Asia qualifiers, right? So it's India versus Team Bangladesh, with Team India being the fan favorites and Team Bangladesh in close competition for the same title as well. So we will begin the game in a while. So starting positions are being taken. Eh, So stay with us. We'll be right there with the game in a while. Okay, so the game is taking a little while to load, right? So it's a best of three game, as most of you already know. So Team Bangladesh versus Team India, and Team Bangladesh do seem to be favoring towards the early GG push kind of strat with all heavy wave pushers and huge damage in span and everyone. But Team India seems to be wanting to take it slow for the moment. All right, so we are going to have a little pause for technical issues on the players' side of things, but I'm pretty sure it will begin in a few moments. And in the meanwhile, I want to just talk about what the journey has been. So wait, so they have given the go and ready already, right? So I'm guessing the game will start quickly. Okay, hey, so I do not have my video up right now. I just shaved my head and I am not looking very appealing. So, for those of my fans out there, I'm really sorry, but the still picture of me will have to do for now. So I thought they gave the go ahead for go when ready, but apparently something else went wrong. So they're fixing things up on the players' ends. So in the meanwhile, you have me to talk about what's been going on in this tournament so far, right? So Team Bhutan and Team Nepal are close for the position of the second place in this tournament. And remember, only two teams get to qualify from this qualifiers, right? So it's a close competition. While India is currently sitting comfortably at the top. So Team India, will it be something? This game, will it be an opportunity to further their lead in this tournament, or is Bhutan on their way? Sorry, is Bangladesh on their way to claw their way back up to number one? So both teams have smoked up and are heading towards the what? Are heading towards the jungle, but Team Bangladesh seem to be wrapping around to move towards the triangle of the Team India. But Team India, they're already positioned up in high ground, and smoke will break for Pugna, I think. But well, the smoke just ends right there, right? So pretty anticlimactic, if I have to say so myself. But both teams are, I think, content
30
with
seconds to
contesting
battle.
their own side of the rooms and are not really trying to, contest what's going on in the river, I guess. So 19 seconds to battle, and both teams don't really look like they want to be uh, anywhere near to one another at this moment, right?
The battle begins.
Okay, so maybe I was wrong, and they do try to contest it, but well, that goes really, really nowhere. So I think it's a 2 for 2 for both of these teams, with not much action going on right now, right? So yeah, so it's after the lanes and after the the early game. So the early game starts now, boys. So we have to see which lane does really well, right? I'm really Wait, what? It's a Pugna 5. Okay, so it's a Pugna 5. I thought the Pugna was a 4, but okay, sure. The Pugna is 5, but it's just the Primal Beast in the lane with our Spirit Breaker doing some sneaky stuff in the background for T1, but the Primal Beast is already, brought down to half his HP. The Spirit Breaker will join him in a while, I guess, but is getting bullied right now, the Primal Beast in this bottom lane. Well, the same thing for the top lane, right? So the Bane goes and blocks this small camp with his body. Well, that's pretty smart, but does not get the courier actually. So Mars, it's actually blocks it with the sentry as well. So you have to defend uh, your large camp, and you have to block their small camp. Like that's lane basics 101 as a support, right? So they are picking for the range creep to be taken, but well, the Bane does have absolutely abysmal attack damage at early level. So not really anything going to come out of this. But wait, how did the Primal Beast get there? Well, I don't know how he got there, right? But he is looking to really bully the Span. He's trying to drag the creep waves away from the lane, and that could be really, really devastating for the Span here. But the Span is trying to use the creeps to balance out the lane and keep the lane equilibrium. But here comes the creep knocking at the T1 tower, whereas the Bara is just far, far behind. The Primal Beast doing an excellent job of dragging the creeps away from the lane, but Pugna with some aggro mechanics, right? Tries to get the lane back where it should be, but Bara tries to take the lane again in a rough way. But Mars, he might be in trouble here. The first blood taken by HBK on the silencer. So surprise coming out from Nix, right? So I'm an old Dota 1 player, so I want you guys to know that. So that's why I follow Nix. Sound cool. So yeah, so that was the first blood on the top lane, but bottom lane still some creep aggro shenanigans going on, right? So it's the Bara's turn to drag the creeps away, but we've not really been talking about the mid lane, but SF does seem to have a level above the Leshrak at this point, which is kind of, well, I wouldn't say surprising. I mean, it's an SF, right? But ooh, he has 2 stacks of the raise. Oh, he gets the kill. Almost dies to the Edict as well, the Shadow Fiend, but moves away just in time. It was a close call for him as well, but well, it just furthers the Shadow Fiend's potency going into the mid game, right? Like you give Shadow Fiend these free kills and he just snowballs like really quick. It's a story that I've seen a million times, right? It's a story that I actually do a lot of as well. I do a lot of SF, so getting these early kills feels really good as an SF, especially when you have the lasting presence passive, right? So each kill, just expands your soul inventory, right? So it's really, really good to have those early kills. I just hope that he doesn't lose his momentum. But Team India going 0-3 right now. I mean, they're it's just 4 minutes, but they already have secured a 1K goal lead. but Team Bangladesh is still, you know, not really lying over and giving up. So they're still really, really close. It's just that India has secured a small margin of progress in this very little amount of time. And it's just maybe it might amount to not much, but it does seem to indicate a bigger problem going forward for Team Bangladesh. So the Primal Beast again being bullied in the lane when he can't really drag the creeps back. But Spirit Breaker, he is charging to the span probably just to get back into the lane, but some pull mechanics being utilized by the Pugna. But this might be trouble for the Sven as well because the well, I guess it almost was troublesome for the Primal Beast, right? So all lanes, we are seeing a bit of action in all of these lanes. So I think it's been, well, the Mars, he might be getting to be bursted down as well, but no, the Bloodjade will not do enough to get him, but the Bane, he might be in trouble as well. The slows from the attack from the Lifestealer will slow him down to some extent. The wand will keep Mars alive, but he is able to go through to his tower, right? But somehow in the whole confusion, the Pugna killed actually the whole Primal Beast and the Spirit Breaker in the bottom lane. Well, we didn't get to see it, but you know, like it was so interesting, the top lane as well. So, but we did get a kill on the Sven as well. So, I mean, it's you get a core, but you know, you lose a support and a core. But okay, so Leshrak, he is getting ganked here. The SF, he does have his raises, but the Silencer, he just instantly melts there. The Elite gets the Shadow Fiend as well.
Radiant's top tower
The
is under
Pugna,
attack.
he has CP here, but he is pretty out of mana. The Hasten will be taken by the Spirit Breaker, but no, he's not going back. He's actually running in right now. The Pugna is a level above the Spirit Breaker, but he's just using his haste to actually gets the courier. Okay, so you probably didn't expect that, but the Leshrak, man, whew, gets ganked and still manages to pull off 2 kills. That's an impressive feat in and of itself. So, well, that was that. So what? The Leshrak, did he just die again? Okay, I mean, I was just glazing Leshrak just now, but turns out he just TP'd to the lane and died again. I mean, I think it's a Bara charge, right? So the Bara charged him, and he was just unprepared. But so the Shadow Fiend is rotating to the top lane, but in the bottom lane, the Sven is getting run down. The Ethereal, I don't think it would help, but he times it just perfectly so he could not have the finishing shot on the Sven, so saves his Sven and almost kills the Primal Beast. The timing was absolutely perfect, just as the I forget what the Stampede, I think, wait, it's not Stampede. Stampede is the first skill, right? It's the the Pulverize is the ultimate. So well, anyway, the part where he throws a tantrum and just slams the ground, right? So that skill. So just as it was ending, he ethered him, he decrepified him. So that was a really good play by Pugna there. But in the mid, I think Leshrak should be able to see the Observer Ward there. But well, actually, there is no sentry, so he doesn't see it. But gank coming in from the Bane, but the Bane is in a very tough spot. Does manage to get the Nightmare off, but ooh, the Silencer, he smells instantly. The charge from Bara is coming through as well, but the Mars, he connects. It's a triangle of doom right now for this ass, but he does get 1 kill off of that. But the Bane, he might be in trouble as well. The charge target has been switched over to the Bane, and he gets taken down. So it's a 2v2 basically. And gets the did he get it? He did get it. Okay, so congratulations to Bara for getting a free kill and getting a free, whoa, this is scary for the Sven right now. The Bara is charging in, but the Primal Beast is there to, do something about it, but the Pugna is there to save him. The Leshrak is there as well. So we have to see if Team
Radiant's
India
middle tower is under
want
attack.
to pursue this any further, but Sentry Ward will get scouted out for now. Okay, sorry, we had a little bit of a technical mix-up right there. So
Dire's
what we
middle tower
what we
is
were
under
talking
attack.
about was the Bara just getting 3 kills, right? So the bottom lane, the Pugna was there, instantly the Leshrac was there, sitting in the trees as well to look for any potential, opportunities that he might capitalize on. But for now, Team Bangladesh just accepted fate and just leave the bottom tower right now. But bottom lane, they do get the spell actually.
Dire's
The
middle
infest
tower
bomb
is
from
under
Bara and Lifestealer
Radiant's
just
bottom
actually
tower is
seems to
under
deal
attack.
there. I mean, it was just so fast that they could not even respond there right there.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
So the game does continue on despite that unfortunate event for the Sven, and both Primal Beast and Lifestealer do manage to get the bottom tower, but mid, it looks like something very, very interesting is happening at mid, and the tower does get taken, but our Krish does end up killing Senpai in the process. So the the battle is still ongoing, but I do not know why we were looking at the bottom right there. But never mind. So I was there right now to tell you what was actually happening based on the minimap, right? So yeah, so they did take the mid tower and did lose the mid in the process as well. What? I thought they took the mid tower. Oh, it's the top tower that they took. So the Lifestealer is getting chased around. Well, not exactly chased around, right? He's just getting. Oh, now he's getting chased around, right? So Leshrac, he does try to catch the Lifestealer, but the Lifestealer is able to get out of there, but the hunt still continues with Pugna. They have all 4 of their heroes up top, and even 5 if you count the Sven farming in the triangle. But meanwhile, Team India has completely taken over the bottom jungle, but mid lane, the Mars, he gets raised twice and is very low, gets taken down by the Silencer with his continuous stick damage, right? So here we are again in the mid, fighting again. And well, the SF, he does seem to be in a bit too deep, but just away from the Bane enough to not get Fiend's Grip, right? But the Leshrac, he might be in trouble. The healing is coming out from the Pugna, but gets interrupted by the Primal Beast. Now the Primal Beast has prime real estate on who to kill. He's confused on who to kill, but ends up killing them both. Are we actually doing it right now? So in the whole time, right? So we still haven't really seen Sven come online, but our Lifestealer is actually, already contributing to fights with the Spirit Breaker bomb, the Spirit Breaker, Infest bomb, right? So it's going to be a little difficult for Team Bangladesh to, just keep this momentum up, right? Because Team India, pretty soon they are going to have their Lifestealer join in as well. And you have to understand that Team Bangladesh is on a timer, right? They pick these early push heroes, these early really powerhouses, right? So if you don't really get the early start, but it might just have issues for you. And Team India is wrapping around to see what they can do with this Mars, but Mars is sensing something might be going on, just elects to TP out. The smoke can fails basically, but They might try to explore the triangle
Dire's
area,
middle
but
tower is under attack.
they already. Ooh, in the triangle area, they do have an encounter. The Sven, he gets caught out. The charges out as well. Ooh, look at the infest bomb. He will get instantly taken down, but the life stealer, it does refuses to come out. But there he is. There's the life stealer, and Shuriken Souls has been used. The Leshrak, he goes down as well. But the Edicts doing so much, even though he's dead. Kills from the grave, my guy. But still, it's no use in the face of Team India, where all three of them managed to get out safely for now.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Ooh, that smoke, I actually thought the Mars would get caught there, but then the Mars just, like sensed danger and just TP'd out. But the Sven apparently didn't really get the memo, and well, he was killed for his, how do I put this? Well, I wouldn't really call it an overextension, right? Because he was in his own jungle, but I would say for not having the Spidey sense. But the Silencer, ooh, he survives on so little. But the Silencer is really getting close to the Leshrak and does get taken down by the Leshrak. A solo kill for the guy. But you can already see the stats, right? So if you look at Team India, all three of the cores are already above all three of the cores from Team Bangladesh, and the Leshrak, he just gets melted. Run! The Bane is in a very precarious situation and gets raised once, gets raised two, gets lifted up, gets broken down on the ground. Goes down the Pugna, he's in the vicinity as well. Does have the Nether Ward down, but Team India decide not to pursue it any further.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
So the game was going pretty even until a little while ago, but Team India are picking up the pace, are kicking it up a gear, and Team Bangladesh have yet to respond to such aggression by Team India. So Team Bangladesh have been pushed inside their own jungle. I mean, where do you go? The triangle, the Sven was farming there. It got, got killed right in the triangle. And then you have the bottom side of the map completely dominated by Team India as well. But where do you go is the question. But Bangladesh, they are smoking up. They might be looking for a play there, but there isn't really anyone isolated enough to catch. But they do catch the primal beast, but it's more like you're not trapped in here with me. You're not trapped. I'm not trapped in here with you. You're trapped in here with me. I was doing the metaphor thing. But never mind. That was excellent. Requiem Souls by Shadow Fiend does get the Leshrak and the Bane, but do lose the primal beast in tandem. But Pugna going in and did take down the primal beast, but can they really do anything more is the question here. Gets surrounded by all three of the heroes from Team India. Despite being on low HP, they do end up finishing up the kill. So, I mean, they had the Silencer, right? The Silencer was right there in the bottom part of the lane, but they elected to go for the Primal Beast. I mean, we do have the, all vision, right? So we could see it, but they probably couldn't. But, ooh, the Sven is so close. If the Shadow Fiend does show on this, he does have a dagger. So the Shadow Fiend did have a dagger and didn't really linger too long on the wave, so they were successful. But once again, bottom lane, we might be seeing some action again. The Primal Beast is gearing up to start something, I think, but the Pugna is there to scout, well, not scout, but farm the Primal Beast. He actually goes in, gets Nightmare, but here comes the Infest Bomb, but decides not to pursue it for now. Leshrak is dealing out a ton of damage. The bomb is here, but the Greek Petrify will save the Leshrak, but no, it does not actually. The Mars, he is back, throws out the spear, but it misses the Primal Beast. He's hauling ass, he's getting out of there. But SF is ready right there as well. Blinks in, does one raise, gets rebuked back, but the second raise will finish the kill. This Pugna ward is doing some amazing things for them right now, but amazing will not cut it right now. They need a miracle in Bangladesh. So Team India continue to progress faster and faster into the game, and I would expect by the draft that Team Bangladesh would be the one pushing the envelope forward. But it looks like Team India, despite their draft being a little slower, are the ones making, these aggressive plays and are the ones tower diving and taking towers really quick. I mean, Team India have so far only lost one of them, but the decrep and the save from Pugna will keep the Leshrac alive for now. Team India decide it's in their best interest to back away slowly for now. But Team India, they're still lurking. They're still on the side of Team Bangladesh's map to spring their trap on any unsuspecting victim. With Leshrac is still trying to push the wave out, but Pugna is actually trying to go on a warding expedition, but no, the Bane gets caught. The save from Pugna will not be enough. The Pulverizer is being used as well on the Mars with his Requiem Souls there as well with the raise. It finishes off the Mars like he was a swishy support. The Mars, he's dying so fast, but so is the big guy, the big dinosaur as well. With Decrep on as well, he stands no chance, but the Pugna will pay with his life. The Sven is forced to run away. It's basically 1v4 at this moment, with Bane coming in just now. I think he's respawning right now, but it's looking really rough for Team Bangladesh at this moment.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
So you can see, right? So they used the Global Silence, they used the Requiem Souls. It was just a combo wombo by Team India. Like, what can I really say about it, right? So pulverizing to the Requiem into the Raise was really effective against the Mars, and the Mars really just could not really do anything there. Well, the Bane did get caught out at first, so, they don't really have these disables these stuns to stop the Primal Beast on his onslaught. So the Primal Beast, speaking of onslaught, actually is onslaughting bottom to the creeps. I thought he was going for a hero. Their lines are being drawn by the Lifestealer that they need to secure this area, and I would say they have really secured the area, right? The Team Bangladesh cannot actually get into this bottom jungle area at all at this moment. So Team Bangladesh looked like they were about to make a play, but the TP got cancelled he cancelled the TP, right? The Mars. So I think they're relinquishing ownership of the bottom tower and seeing India push forward. I think it's time for Roshan, right, boys? But Team Bangladesh are trying to keep up the pressure by, pushing all the other lanes. But Team India are quick to respond. They do have the smoke right now. I think they are trying to go to the Roshan. Well, the Roshan is at the bottom right now, so they're probably not going for the Roshan. So a tactical pause has been made for now. So it's a ping issue. Thanks for letting us know in Dutch. So hey, it's me again. So yeah, we've seen a pretty good game from Team India so far. Like really careful, making no mistakes whatsoever in their gameplay, and not giving Team Bangladesh any place to farm, any place to breathe, any place to dream. So Team Bangladesh is in a tight spot, and especially with Team India smoking their way to the top tower, they do kind of have all of the Team Bangladesh heroes in the triangle, and Team Bangladesh, they might just be looking to make a move here, actually, but we can see the Sven already in the back lines trying to hit the jungle camps again, sensing that nothing good can really come out of this. But the Bara has already marked its target in the Mars, and the Infest form is not done yet. The Primal Beast shows himself as well. The arena has been used, but it's a little bit too late. The Pugna is trying to, a huge stun by the Sven, but the Nightmare will save the Lifestealer for now, but they're not done yet. The Decrep will stop the Shadow Fiend from doing anything further, but was it a curse or a blessing is the real question for them. The Pugna, I mean, he decrept the SF right there. I mean, I'm not really sure why, but I think it was him who decrept it, right? So the Leshrac is going forward with this ridiculous amount of damage with the Pugna on the backline healing him, but the damage is just not enough. The SF, he just does too much with too little. The SF is not done yet. One raise hits, the second raise hits. Can he do anything more? He has to get out of there for now. The Mars has respawned and has joined the fight. So has the Bane. So now they are going back. So the SF, having already completed his Aghanim Scepter, right, is not really afraid of these engagements because, the Requiem Souls just comes back and heals him again for the damage dealt, right? So he's not really that scared, I would say, the SF, going for a pretty magic build. So you can see all his damage, right? The Leshrac is this space foot is what melts people usually, and the space foot, despite having the support from the Pugna healing him from the backline, could not keep up with the damage and just absolutely melted like the ice cream on a sunny day, right? It was just so surreal to see a Leshrac melting so fast. So Team Bangladesh are looking to make a play of their own with the smoke, but I don't really think they have the information on where the heroes from Team India are right now. And Team India are electing to play a little passively right now. I have no idea why with the sudden switch up, but I'm pretty sure Team India are looking for the BKB to be finished on the Shadow Fiend as well, to further their agenda of taking down the ancients. But so far Team India has been playing absolutely in a gorgeous fashion, right? So they're dodging all the ganks, they're doing all these really interesting maneuvers, and the Bara almost catches one, but the Bara, he's the one who gets caught. Actually, the Mars does have his arena, so the Bara does use his ultimate, but to no avail. There's nothing else. The Primal Beast, he's in as well, gets Nightmare, but can they finish him off is the real question. The SF, his blink gets cancelled by the Nether Ward. Excellent play by the Pugna right there. I mean, it could have been so much trouble for Team Bangladesh there if the SF was able to blink in and use his ultimate, but the blink gets cancelled by the Nether Ward, actually. So, Team India lose 3 heroes for basically no upside there. It's an absolute win for Team Bangladesh, that fight. But still, Team Bangladesh, they are in the woods of Team India, but they are not, in theory, out of the woods just yet with this play. It's a good, nice little, happy little surprise for Team Bangladesh at the moment. So SF, he does see the Leshrac right there, but the bottom, while we're looking at the bottom, the mid lane is getting really. Did you see the damage from the Shadow Fiend? I mean, someone really, he's got someone kill him, man.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
But Team India, they're just steamrolling their way to the towers, they're steamrolling their way to the heroes of the Bangladeshi team, and Team India really are showing why they are the fan favorites going into this tournament, right? So the Courier almost gets sniped by the Primal Beast as well. Well, this fan, he has been farming continuously throughout this whole ordeal, but he is nowhere near the level that they want him to be right now. I mean, he does have the BKB, he does have the crystals, but I'm pretty sure they wanted some form of initiation in a Blink Dagger or some other form of initiation like the Axe, but I would think they were going for the Blink Dagger. But so they are probably going to meet here, but even if they do catch the Primal Beast right now, is there enough in the tank for them to finish the Primal Beast before reinforcements from Team India arrive is the real question. In top lane, looks like they are going to meet some... the refresher from the Shadow Fiend, absolutely outplayed. Absolutely, Krish. It was an absolute outplay. I mean, the refresher, blink, and raise. I mean, that's not something you see every day, right? So the Lifestealer giving excellent, vision with his neutral creep and the Radiance Burn, pushing and scouting at the same time. Leshrac, he might be in trouble. The Shadow Fiend, he does have his boots of trouble to TP to, but the the Primal Beast might be in trouble to opt to use the BKB and the Pulverizer the same time, the arena will come out. The Pugna, he's giving his life to this friend, and literally he is dying for. Ooh, the Alliance Stealer uses his axe scepter on the carry, right, to kill him. And I mean, it was an ultra kill from our life stealer, but
Radiant structures
you
are
know,
fortified.
he didn't really get the rampage because the asset was there as well, and maybe this is some sort of well, friendly, you know how it is. Like if your friend is about to get a rampage, you do everything in your power to make sure that they don't get a rampage, right? So I'm guessing this is something similar to that. But still, Team India wiped the whole Bangladeshi team and are going for the T3s, but ooh, the Primal Beasts are just so quick. And the Primal Beast didn't really have the time to say ouch, but it is dead now and is roaring to challenge the Leshak into another fight, I would say. But yeah, the team Bangladesh defend their high ground for now. But the Shadow Fiend does have the dagger in hand, does have the refresher in hand, and is having the Life Stealer infest him. So they could make a play. But I think it's more going to be Roshan. But well, guys, Roshan, right? It's almost 30 minutes. I mean, it's time for a Roshan fight, right? But Team India, they decide to smoke up and are heading towards the bottom lane where the smoke has not broken yet, but they do see the Shadow Fiend and he has taken out Senpai, one of their biggest damage dealers. So there isn't really anything stopping them from going high ground now. And Ethereal form will be used on the Pugna himself. So that leaves anyone else to be saved totally out of the question, right? So the backdoor will kick in for now. There are no creeps around the tower, but the creeps have arrived. And so the fight does begin. The Mars, he does use his arena, but Shadow Fiend, he gets left outside and pummels into the Mars. But the Mars, he is able to get into the base, but no, they're actually chasing him behind the base as well. The Lifesteal actually gets the kill inside the base. This is soul crushing, man, for Team Bangladesh. So it's probably going to end pretty soon, I guess. I mean, Team Bangladesh are out of heroes, they are out of towers, and they just might be out of the game right now. With this set of racks being taken as well. Now Team Bangladesh, they do have the Pugna coming up in a while, but the instant pulverized by, it's not the pulverized, right? It's the Stampede, the instant Stampede and BKB by the Primal Beast will get them one kill. The buyback from the Bane is coming through, but the Bara is ready with his Nether Charge. I don't know what it's called, right? It's something Nether, so I don't really know what it's called anymore because there's just so much happening right now. But one thing I can say for sure is Team India is doing absolutely everything in their power to make sure that Team Bangladesh have no way of coming out of this match for now. I mean, who do you really send in front right now? I mean, the Mars is getting killed in its own arena, and the Leshak, he is taking more damage than he can dish out right now. And Team India, they always have the option to, just have the Lifesteal infest and, the asset with his ultimate. So it's really difficult for them, but that's not going to stop the Bara from entering in. And once more, the refresher double Requiem has been used. Well, they didn't even need to use the, infest bomb, right? So it's a GG has been called by Team Bangladesh, and Team India win game 1 of this best of 3 series. So that was an absolute dominating way to enter into the sorry, it's a best of 2, right? I'm mistaken. I saw the 2 bars, right? So I thought it was a best of 3. So yeah, so that was Team India versus Team Bangladesh, with the first game being taken by Team India. So congratulations, Team India, and I'm pretty sure Team Bangladesh are rightfully pissed after this game. I mean, it was them who wanted to go for an early push and early fighting draft, but it was them who got pushed into early teams and had to give up ground gradually and more gradually to Team India. So you can see it was an absolutely dominating performance from Team India with the total. I mean, the scores don't really matter in Dota, right? It's 57-16, but still, it's an indicator of something. and Team Bangladesh probably do not like what that something implicates right now. So we can already see that Asaf actually had an amazing, amazing game with 11 kills just alone on the left track himself. So it was really a difficult match for Team Bangladesh and the Leshrak. I mean, he was isolating some players and getting kills, but in the end, there was just not enough to save Senpai from this onslaught of Indian uh, players, right? So yeah, so that was it for game one. So do stick around with us because the game two will be beginning in a short while, right? So till then, you do have me to keep you company. I hope I have not bored you so far, but yeah. So it's game two of day four of India versus Bangladesh. And for those of you tuning in just now, we just finished with game one, in which Team India absolutely showed why they're the fan favorites in this tournament. And yeah, it was an overall really, really interesting game from Team India, like the combo wombos, right? So it was absolutely an beautiful thing to witness. But Team Bangladesh did try to hold on to the end of the game, but Team India just proved too much for them. So we will be taking a small break before we return to the second game. Do not go anywhere. I am a very, how do I put this? I'm a very sensitive person, right? So if any of you guys leave, I deeply, deeply hurt. So stay tuned with us, right? So we'll be right back with game two of this best of two series. So cheers.
Dire team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team pick. Radiant team pick.
I speak for the trees.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team ban.
Clockwork!
Dire team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team ban.
Okay, so we were experiencing some technical difficulties. Apparently, I was muted throughout the whole thing. So that just happened, right? Yeah, so
10
everything
seconds
is
remaining.
back, I think. So I hope you guys were listening to
Radiant
Nitul
team
actually.
pick.
So my apologies for not realizing that I was muted. Well,
Dire team pick.
okay. Okay, so Nitul is having audio issues as well. So, a very interesting start to this game, right? So we were having such in-depth conversation about draft and
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds
okay,
remaining.
so we're still working out some of the kinks for the broadcast, right? So it just so happened that Nitul and I could hear each other, but turns out none of you could hear us. So I hope you enjoyed the silence for a while, because now we're just gonna keep spamming the talk button, right? So we're talking about how Clockwork is such a good initiator, one of the best initiators in the game, actually. And especially against these low mobility heroes, like the Clockwork is just absolute cyanide, well,
Dire team pick.
kryptonite, right? Absolute kryptonite for these low mobility. And once again, we have another very low mobility hero from Team Bangladesh. And the Clockwork, I think Team India would have picked the Clockwork last game as well, but it was banned, and they did ban the Shadow Shaman as well last game. So now Team India just have a
10
ton of
seconds
disable, but
remaining.
the Oracle can probably save them with
5
multiple
seconds
saves.
remaining.
But will it be enough? Is the burning question that everyone really wants to know about. Team Bangladesh have banned the Primal Beast, have banned the Silencer and the Shadow Fiend. So if anything, these are respect bans from Team Bangladesh towards the first game of this series. So this will be game
Radiant
two
team pick.
of South Asia qualifiers for the Open Esports Shooting Games 2025. And for those of you tuning in just now, Team India versus Team Bangladesh. This is game two, and Team one, India absolutely smashed it, man. Like you had to be there to see it. India was just
10
absolutely
seconds
in their
remaining.
element right there. So Team Bangladesh do pick up
5
Vengeful
seconds
Spirit this time.
remaining.
Actually, they were the ones who banned it last game, but apparently they are willing to take it up right now. But Team Bangladesh, they do have a lot of, how do I put this, squishy heroes, I guess. And I was thinking that this Nature's Prophet is such a flex pick, right? So you could play him as a position five, you could play him as a position two or a one. But since they picked the Vengeful Spirit and the Oracle,
Radiant
I
team
think he's
pick.
probably going to be
Bristleback!
a mid or a carry, I guess. But Bristleback joins the fray for Team India. And again, it's well, Team India followed a similar pattern last time, with these stunts and
10
these
seconds
tanky
remaining.
frontline heroes with the Mars and sorry,
5
not the
seconds
Mars, the
remaining.
Primal Beast, right? But this time they're going with the Bristleback. So I'm guessing the Bristleback is the offlane with the Clockwork as position 4 and the Shaman as position 5 hard support. But we have to, just watch and see. But Team India, again, they're going with similar bans in Undying with uh, the Dawnbreaker and the Axe ban. So it's Team India's turn to
Dire
pick.
team pick.
Ember Spirit.
So Ember Spirit, they pick the Ember Spirit for now. And Ember Spirit is going to go
10
mid,
seconds
probably.
remaining.
We're still on our way to resolve some issues
5
with the
seconds
audio
remaining.
for my co-caster Mithul, right? So for now, it will be me, myself,
Hello.
and I as your
I think
caster.
my
So we're
mic
still
should be
waiting on
working
Team
fine now.
Bangladesh for their pick. And I think this will be probably an offlane pick. I
Dire
mean, the
team
NBA
ban.
is supposed to go position 2 or 1. So it's a Marcy, right? So Team India banned Marcy the last game. So Team Bangladesh are quick to, well, they're not quick, right? It's the fourth pick. So they do snag up the Marcy, and I think it's a Marcy mid. I'm not really
10
sure.
seconds remaining.
Okay, so Marcy is
5
there.
seconds
I think
remaining.
it's a position
Radiant team ban.
two Marcy. I'm
Radiant
not
team
really
ban.
sure, but that would make the Nature's Prophet a position 1. But Team India don't think that Nature's Prophet is a position 1, and they have banned the Ursa, and Team Bangladesh have banned the
Dire
Medusa.
team
I mean,
ban.
they really don't have a way to burst down the Medusa with this lineup, so it absolutely makes sense. But both Team India, I mean, I'm not really sure about Team Bangladesh, but India do need of a carry, and we will not find it in the Monkey
10
King.
seconds remaining.
Okay, so we are waiting
5 seconds
for
remaining.
the. Wait a minute. We really need right back with the little issues here and there.
Dire team pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Okay, so we're back, and wait, sorry.
Radiant team pick.
Templar Assassin.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Hello, hello,
Thank
hello.
you. Thank you so much. All right.
देखो आवाज आया
I'll be definitely joining tomorrow. All right.
Sure.
Uh,
So yeah,
okay.
we're back, right? So we were having some issues in with Nitul, right? But we do have a replacement for you right now, and I think you've met him before. You've heard him a few times as well. So it's Sojourner. Sojourner, are you there?
Yes, sir. Hello.
Choose your hero.
Welcome, everyone. Thank you for welcoming me here as well. I'm back for this particular game only, and it's a game between India and Bangladesh, where India has already taken game number one. So tell me more about this game. What do you
So
feel?
one thing I want to tell you before we start, right? You're absolutely not welcome here. I do not welcome you. For those of you in home, right? He is a very close friend of mine, and I want you to understand. I do not welcome him to this stream, but it is what it is. He's an excellent person. He's a very good guy. So yeah, he will be my co-caster this game. You know I love you, right?
Anyways, let's go into
sorry, right? No, right? So yeah, so Team India versus Team Bangladesh game two. You saw the game one, right?
Yeah, I was actually controlling the screen for some time, but you were not watching mine. Anyways, I'll be controlling the screen this game as well. So, yes, I'll be your camera control guy as well and your caster as well. Going into the game, I think that Templar Assassin is gonna suffer this game. What do you think?
I mean, Templar Assassin was banned the last game, right? But this time, looking at the lineup, well, which lane do you think the Nature's Prophet is going? That is the biggest thing that I want to know.
I know for sure that RR is a carry player, so this is gonna be a position one Nature's Prophet, obviously.
Right.
That's my primary thought process. So India
Okay, so
has
that
Swiss at
absolutely
mid.
makes sense, right?
Yeah.
But like you said, the Templar Assassin in this game, right? I mean, it's tough, man. It's really tough for this Templar Assassin. I mean, the Templar Assassin versus the Ember. I mean, the Templar Assassin in mid, right? Probably. So,
Yeah, Senpai is a mid player. So last time also he was doing that. I think yeah, Magic is the offlane, right?
I think so. Well, the one thing is clear, right? So if Templar, I don't know how much of this you know, but Templar Assassin versus Ember Spirit is it's like a fated rivalry, right? So it's like the Ember counters the TA, but the TA counters the Ember as well. It's about execution. Right, so it's a game of skills when it comes to Ember versus TA mid, because you can dodge the meld strikes, but then you can dodge the sight of fists as well. So it's like a battle of who's got the more mechanical skills.
Exactly. It's just about how you played and what time you do and what time you played.
Right.
Senpai is
So
already membered.
I think I'm having some issues with the stream. I mean, I'm not really seeing anything on my screen right now.
Okay, I think there's nothing on the screen
30
for you,
seconds to battle.
but for me, I have everything.
Okay, so this is why I hate you, right? I think I'll just be
I have premium access to everything.
watching the game through you now.
Okay, so both the teams they are Kanda Assassin is doing double
I
mid
can see
strikes.
again. I can see again. Right, the Ember. He's about to die, right? So the Ember, he gets taken down by the missile. That's the intercontinental ballistic missile. Hits him right in the face. So both teams do get their fair share of the bounty runes, and well, Team India are still hanging around in Team Bangladesh's top side of the map, but I don't really see them doing anything about it for the moment. They head back to their own respective lanes, but the Ember Spirit versus the TA is absolutely something to, like behold, is something to really enjoy, I would say. So the TA does see the observer's ward there, and it did try to actually get it, but the Ember is a little quicker in discerning what's going on and instantly gets the sentry ward there. But well, the sentry ward does get dewarded for both teams, so both of these wards will be present there for a while, I guess. But okay, already the fight between these two have started, and TA does enjoy playing against these meaty heroes, right? But you see, exactly, this is what I was talking about. Like, you can easily, well, it's not easy, guys. I can tell you, it's not easy what the Ember did just now, but this is a typical Ember versus TA matchup, right? So you dodge the Sleight of Fists, and he dodges your Melt Strike. So yeah, pretty standard stuff going on here. But whereas in the bot lane, some action might be going on. That one Melt actually connects, and fire has been started by the Ember, is driving the TA again really far away, but we are not really seeing the action of other lanes. I mean, top lane, they look like they are having fun as well, but I guess we don't really get to see the fun in the top lane right about now. So yeah, so they do get kills in the top lane, but again, we're not really seeing the top lane right now, right? So yeah, so both their carries, their cores do get taken down. And if you're wondering why I have been speaking on top, I am, like just really vindictive towards Sojourner, right? So I'm not giving him space to talk, I would say. Sojourner, how do you really feel about this, man? Okay, so I just got the confirmation that his audio is facing issues as well. I mean, it was me who was facing issues yesterday, but turns out I am the only one with the working audio today. How's that production? So, anyway, moving to the game, right? So, the game is going pretty smoothly for both these teams. I mean, they're pretty much on even ground right now. We do not have the last hit charts right now, but I'm pretty sure they will be shown in a little while. But it tries to dodge the Sight of Fist, but TA, she is getting low. But oh, the Melt Strike, he does dodge it. They're all, both Solar Fairy Fire has been used by TA. She does try to get these side lead procs, right? But it does not work for it right now, and MNZ gets a double kill. The Croc was barely surviving with his life. Like, we've been so focused on this mid lane that we've really neglected the other lanes, but the mid lane, I just can't take my eyes off of this fight right now. So Bangladesh and India are going pretty toe-to-toe right now. If you remember, in the first game, in 4 minutes, Team India had already built a lead of about 1k, and it's a little lower this time. I mean, the Shadow Shaman, he is there to deny TA of this rune, but the Oracle is there as well. The Ember Spirit, seeing the TP from his ward, decides not to do anything with it. The top lane, the NP is getting pushed out of the lane with this constant needle goo and stacks of the quills, right? But he's holding his ground for now. And bottom lane, Clockwork might be in trouble, does get the cogs in place, but no, it's him who actually gates again. This is a repeat of what happened the last time. The Clockwork just goes in, it looks like he's in trouble, looks like he's in a bad position, but it's not the Clockwork who's in trouble. So Marcy gets one more death down in the bottom lane. Mid lane, it is getting a little spicy with both these players getting really low, but both of these are seasoned mid players, right? So you wouldn't expect them to make silly mistakes and just, like accidentally dying. That would be a real travesty right now. But top lane, the Bristleback does get taken down off screen, but still the NP is farming his way up. And again, if we could just have the have the last hit counter, it would be really, really helpful. But well, I guess the team will get to it. So like our friend Sojourn has said, right? So he is the one controlling the camera as well. So if you have any grievances, you can direct it towards him later. I will give the audience his email address if need be. That is the level of petty that I am with this man. But still, well, mid lane, a fight for the runes might just ensue here, but she is quick to grab the rune, the illusion. She does have it with Marcy. She might end up paying the price for it. She does. She does get taken down, and time again, this clockwork just making plays, just getting those kills in. So now the TA and the Ember are toe-to-toe with both of them reaching level 6 identical times, but I can't really tell you the last hits because I have not been given the counter yet. But still, the Ember Spirit can see that the trap was placed there, but has a sentry of her own to deward. So Naga Siren has been doing a pretty job so far, does use the ensnare and does use the reel in as well, a really nasty combo with the clockwork. He's not done yet, he still wants more. The Marcy, she is running away, but with the reinforcements coming, oh, rim catch! He comes in right at the perfect time with the NP as well, and do get a kill on the clockwork this time. So mid lane, a bit of a hand-to-hand combat going on. The Shadow Shaman, he is there, does get the Hex off. This might be the end for this TA versus the Ember Spirit, but the Ember Spirit, he is very low. But the TA, I can just all I can do is make grunting noises right now. You know, like it's just play after play after play. I mean, the surprise of the Shadow Shaman coming in, and then the surprise of the Oracle as well. I mean, I need time to process, the plot twists as well, So, yeah. So far the game has been going pretty evenly, but it's still almost 8 minutes, and Team India are steadily building their lead. I mean, it's not by much. I mean, it's just a 1k goal lead, right? But still, they are building that lead slowly but surely, and Clockwork once again is really low, but is still in the fight because the Ember is there as well. But the Oracle does use his skills to hold him in place, and the Cogs are actually causing disruptions, and the Marcy is there as well. The toss back from Marcy will get the Bristleback killed. Again, India has brought the numbers down up at top as well, with the Shadow Shaman ready to catch someone if they step slightly out of line. But the Marcy and the Oracle, they are moving in on the Clockwork. The Clockwork has been lucky so far, surviving on so little, but he will not be as lucky this time, as they will whittle him down and he will pay for this insolence. Meanwhile, the Naga has just been pushing the bottom tower non-stop and is very close to actually getting it, I was trying to say, but it's more like he was very close to getting the Venji kill. But the Venji does have the Nether Swap, does use it, but the Naga Siren, she does not have her song yet, but here comes backup from both teams. The Ember is there as well, but the Oracle and Vengeful Spirit are holding on right now, and Sun and Root combined, but Vengeful Spirit, she might not survive this. The Clockwork, he comes in as well. The Remnant is up in the high ground to catch the Oracle. The MP is here as well. Now the Clockwork, he does die, but the Sprouts, they block the Ember, but the Ember is ready with the Remnant to get away. But the damage has been done to both these teams. I mean, Team Bangladesh ended up having to rotate all of their heroes down bottom, whereas Team India did manage to lose a few of their players there. So all in all, I would say it's a pretty even fight. I would say even may favor Bangladesh in some regards, but NP is in a bad spot. You do not want to get caught with a core and a shaman beating you down. And the TA, she did think about joining him, but the TA is not ready for this fight right now. So the Oracle is on a little dewarding mission, and we'll probably see the Observer's Ward there as well. I mean, is it outside the
Radiant's
range?
bottom
The
tower is under
heroes
attack.
have blessed me.
I think so. I mean, he would have probably killed it by now, so the ward is probably outside of the range for the Alps to be seen. So we're still not receiving the net worth charts, right? So I'm pretty sure the production team will show that in a minute. So Bristleback again is being gone on in the top, and the Oracle will finish up the kill. The Wind Touch is getting the kill, but the Shaman, he's there with the Shackles and the NP with the Spells, but the Remnant in by the Strong, it's not the Strong, it's the Ember Spirit, right? But the False Promise has been used, the Marcy has used her Unleash, but the Snakes are here. The Snakes to the rescue. The Marcy is forced to retreat with the TA. She's here as well. Now the TA does try to use her traps to slow someone down, but they miss completely. The Shackle hits on two. The Hex comes out as well. The Sprout comes out as well, but the TA, she's not going down without the fight. The Oracle is in the background, still surviving. The Naga Siren wraps around from the back, does use her ensnare and pull back to catch the Oracle. The Oracle is dead, but the Nether Swap from Vengeful Spirit does save the MP for a while. The MP is able to teleport out, but the Shaman, he does get taken down by the TA's trap, right? So Benji, she's dead as well. The Marcy, she's running for the hills, and she might just survive, but the NP uses this opportunity to push down
Radiant's
mid.
middle tower is under attack. Dire's top tower is under
Well,
attack.
looks like the push down mid will actually cost him his life, because the NP is there to actually retaliate against this, but the trap from the that hook shot into the Kongs, absolute devastation, but it's not for devastation for the Dire, it's devastation for the Clockwork. The NP is still really, really low. The Oracle, he does not have a core to support anymore, and the Oracle goes down with the ship. That was his core, but in the meanwhile, the top lane, the two heroes have caught up to the Naga Siren. Naga Siren, she's running for her life right now. Could try to snipe the courier, but TA, she already has a dagger. The Melt Strike does connect. The Marcy trying to catch her, does have the toss back. The trap does not actually align with the path that she was trying to take, so she is circling around, but backup should be here soon. But no, it's the song. The song actually saves her right now. The Clockwork is there as well, but can the Clockwork do anything? Naga, she is already low, but the trap does scout them out, so the dust has been used. So TA, she cannot use her skills to just hide anymore. The Kongs are there as well. The Marcy, she's really low. She does get taken down by Kulich, but the trap almost gets the Clockwork as well. But this trap might, but fails to detonate it. The TA? Okay, sure. I mean, it could have been close, I guess, but BB does get swapped back into the tower, but it's just two supports against a core, so a core, especially like Mr. Back, is not really that scared of these few new supports, right? This has been a non-stop balls to the walls kind of action here, ladies and gentlemen. They are still going on, and I think it's time that Shaman planted his Serpent Wards, I guess. I mean, this is a big fight near the tier 1 towers, right? But the Shaman, he elects to use his Shackles instead, so the Ember does get one kill there, but ends up dropping the wards anyway, and the Clockwork hook shots in. A Shaman, despite being in low HP, manages to get off the Shackle. The Shaman is an absolute beast in this fight, man. Team India slowly but surely are regaining their lead, and it looks like a repeat of game 1 for what it's worth. I mean, Team Bangladesh looks super strong going into the game 2, but somehow Team India have managed to repeat the events of game 1. So we're still waiting on that net worth graph, right? But apparently there's been some issues, and it's so it's not really showing right now. But the Clockwork, he is going on in the Oracle. The Oracle does not have an escape route this way, or does he actually manage to slip in between the cracks of the cogs? I mean, the expanded armature facet is really good, right? Like you get a lot of area for your cogs, but there is also, you know, an area in which you can escape from between the cogs, and it's just really unfortunate for the Clockwork there. So Team Bangladesh are really struggling right now because Team India are already really pushing forward their advantage really quick. So finally the network graph is here, and as you can see, similar to the previous game, right? Team India is already having all 3 cores above the net worth, and they get one more kill on the Marcy. So despite Sojourner not being here anymore, right? But he did talk about why why TA would be having a really rough game this time around, and it looks like TA really is having a really rough game around this time. But TA is trying to make the most of the situation and is still trying to farm up our items. I think she's going for the Desolator next, but well, we'll have to see her inventory the next time we meet her, right? So she is going for the Desolator. Already does have the Blightstone, but she needs a lot more farm. But the NP, he is beating down on the Bristleback, but I'm not really sure if you want to do that right now, because the Bristleback is really tanky, and the swap in from the Vengeful Spirit into the stun, but still the Bristleback high-fiving them along the way. But I think you just high-fived yourself to the death there. So neutral tokens coming into effect now.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Team India slowly they are starting to take over the map. The hookshot does come in from the Clockwork, but can you do anything more is the question. I mean, the Remnant does come in, but the Clockwork is already very low. It's not contribute anymore, but the stun does connect on the Ember. Actually, it is taken down. The monster kill taken by Wind Touch. Actually, the Clockwork, he is trying to run away with the Nature's Sprout. The Nature's Prophet does have his Sprout, and it's, you know, enough to finish him off for the moment. But the Bristleback, he is there, but they don't have their core with them anymore. But the Bristleback, he is not scared at all. Does use the quelling to get out of there, but the Unleash has been used by them. Oh, it's not the Unleash, right? It's the shard thingy, I guess. But still, the Bristleback, he's undeterred in his, you know, quest to kill anyone he finds. So he does find the Oracle, and look at the damage. The one hit from the Bristleback, almost getting the Oracle to half his HP, and now the Marcy facing the wrath of the Bristleback as well. But the Marcy does have an Unleash, does have a friends by your side. The power of love and friendship, the power of friendship and anime is really strong with this one. And TA comes in to help finish the kill off. And NP is back to farming. But Team India, they are struggling a bit here. I mean, they are going one by one. I mean, they had such immaculate gameplay before with continued smoke uses, and they just keep getting these kills on Team Bangladesh. But right now it seems as if they are a little slower, I would say. But Team Bangladesh have that entire area completely warded, and they do see the TA, but the TA misses the hook shot completely, uses the sentry ward there as well, but she is shackled. She's not shackled, she's chained by the Ember Spirit, and the Ember Spirit, he wants more, he wants to fight again. They're still pushing. The tips come out from the Naga Siren as well while she was doing the kill. Before she even killed the Vengeful Spirit, the tip had already gone out, and the Vengeful Spirit's second life, right? Well, it's not the second life, but the illusion life, right? So it ends here right now for the Vengeful Spirit as well. Meanwhile, the NP has been hitting the neutral camps in the bottom part of the jungle, but I don't really think that Team Bangladesh, well, it looks really good for Team Bangladesh there for a while, because they were holding this top tower so beautifully. They were holding this top tower in an excellent, immaculate way, right? But well, the TA just got caught out there, and they just lost their primary source of damage, right? So they just had to concede that tower to the Team India right now. But Shaman, he does see the TA. The TA quickly blinks out, and similarly the Marcy, who could have been in trouble as well, but she escapes as well. But the Remnant is being pushed forward, but it feels like it's less about the Remnant, being threatening and more about just making a statement right now from the Ember Spirit. Like, I could come at you anytime I want, guys. So the Marcy is the one who actually tries to jump in, and using the chain gang, the Remnant would have chained the Marcy there as well. But the vengeful swap has been used on the Bristleback, but I am not sure if this is the best hero to go on. In the first and back line does get caught by the Clockwork, but the Clockwork is melting. He's melting right there. The Ember Spirit is really the only one surviving, but how long is it is the question, because Ember Spirit is going down as well. The Ember Spirit is down as well. The Naga, she is trying to run, but with no legs, how far can she really go? Does get scouted by the trap, does get scouted by the scream as well from the Vengeful Spirit. But Team India, they looked so promising just a few minutes ago, but now are really struggling to push any further. I mean, the damage from the Templar Assassin was just so much there. I mean, the Clockwork just virtually melted, and it's the same thing with the other cores as well. So the song has been used, does catch 3 of them, but where's the follow-up? Does catch actually all of them, but I don't really see the follow-up there. And the Shaman is in the backline of the wards. The Marcy, she jumps straight in for the Shaman. The Shaman is in a lot of trouble. The Aeon Disc, well, not the Aeon Disc, but Innate has been procced for the Shaman, but it will not keep him alive for now. The Vengeful Spirit, she's very low, but does get the stun off, but still the axe doing its work. So Vengeful Spirit does die, but oh, the hook shot, it misses, but the Ember, he does remnant forward to catch that Oracle, does get the chain on the TA, but I am not sure if this is the hero that you really want to go on right now. I mean, the damage from the TA is just so much, but they're diving the T4s at this moment. It's 20 minutes in and they're diving the TA. It's that is a horrible slow death, right? That's death by 1,000 cuts, essentially, just getting burned down by that Ember's passive burn damage, right? So Team India, it looked really distressing for them, and they just managed to completely, turn over that game with one Naga Siren ultimate, right? So the ultimate from the Naga Siren was absolutely a thing of beauty. I mean, I was talking about where's the follow-up, but pretty soon you see in the backlines that they were already Team India, and Team India do manage to push Team Bangladesh back to their side of the map for now. Team Bangladesh versus Team India still is ongoing. The Aegis has been picked up by the Naga Siren. So these traps are actually really creating issues for the Team India to proceed, because they're just giving so much vision and so much slow and deep push, right? So Team India, the shackle does connect on one of the heroes, and the Marcy, she's just melting right there with all the heroes beating down on her, but no, she survived. She actually survived, but the eventual swap, the swap was absolutely not necessary, my guy. The swap actually drove the Marcy right there. I think she just wanted him to have a little more shield, but that play completely backfired on him. The Vengeful Spirit will survive for now. Well, in illusion form anyway, but they are diving the fountain. They're diving the fountain for 20 minutes, 24 minutes to be exact, but the buyback does come from the Marcy, but the song is already there and they're teleporting out. And Team India will not be punished for the aggression at this time, and they will manage to take the T2s as well. while beating out buyback from the Marcy. So excellent outmaneuvering by Team India. And Team India looks like they're ready to go back in. And Marcy, if she dies, it will be a dieback for her. So Marcy does get saved by the Oracle with the Pavis and the Glimmer's Cape as well for now. But you really want to save these resources for when they're going on you, like in a very aggressive sense. Like you want these clutch plays, but if you have to save your core in such a weak manner, like it does undermine your whole defense strategy, right? So the Naga is pushing them out with their illusions, while in the background the rest of the heroes are beating down on the barracks. But NP is nowhere to be seen. The swap has been used, but Venji, she is alone in this fight right now because they're being zoned out completely by the Naga Siren. The Shackles do come out on the Marcy. Again, the Marcy will not survive. This hookshot comes in as well, gets the Nature's Prophet, but the False Promise will keep him alive for a little while longer. But can they do anything more with this? Is the question. Shadow Shaman already has his Cluster Pluck. I think Cluster Pluck already used his innate, right? But the Venji, she is beating them down. The TA, she's there as well. Does manage to pop the Aegis, but the Endless Spirit, he's pretty low as well. The Clockwork does have his Blade Mail, but really can't really do anything about it. It's a 1v4 situation right now, but most of the heroes from Team India are really low. They will take the barracks right now, but I'm not sure they can do anything more. But the NP, he does TP out to do some more farming, and they pretty much saw this, I think. So Team India will not be stopping there and will continue to push, I think. Yeah, they saw him with the rocket there while he was teleporting from the base, right? So they know the NP is not here, and they know that he does not have teleportation. So it just makes sense for them to continue their one-sided assault on the buildings from Team Bangladesh. And it's 27 minutes in and already a 19k goal lead. So NP, he has been farming up a storm, and he is the second highest net worth. But without his team that support him, I mean, the NP is one of those heroes that can do everything and nothing at the same time. Like, he's really good at a lot of things, but he's not really good at man fighting or, the base defenses. But the swap back will get the Shaman, but the Shaman already had exhausted most of his spells, so I'm pretty sure he doesn't mind really dying. But the Naga Illusion is doing so much for Team India right now. The backline Oracle is completely getting pushed by the Naga Siren Illusions, and the Naga Siren Illusions just keep pouring in. The Vengeful Spirit, she dies as well. Does have the Aghanims, but uses the Aghanims refresh to get the swap onto our Naga Siren, does end the reign of Naga Siren on this battlefield. But NP, he was pretty low, but the False Promise will keep him alive for now. And Team India, they almost get wiped, but did have the TP there, but the Bristleback, he does cancel his TP. I think it's, I don't think TA really had any source of bash for him, but I don't really think the TA is well suited to take on the BB right now, especially with the Shaman coming in and Clockwork. We might just see a hook shot very soon on one of these escaping heroes, but elects not to for the time being. Well, Team Bangladesh, that was a very long fight, right? But Team Bangladesh are still holding on, but that is exactly what they're doing. Just barely holding on to this game. And Team India, they are relentless in the attacks. I mean, you see them, come and you're trying to fight them, and Team India just outmaneuvers them in any and all ways. And then just when you think you've got Team India on the ropes, the reinforcements just arrive right there. So it's really tough for Bangladesh to, do anything about it, and it's looking more and more like Team India are going to run away with this game. And Shackle has been used. Well, it's not been used so far, but I'm assuming that it will be used as soon as the vision for the TA will arrive. But I don't really think it's necessary. But the NP is there, but the instant force staff will save the Shaman for now, and it snakes into Shackle, right? Like, you can't really do anything about it. So the MP and the TA both get taken down. The Marcy is the only core remaining right now, but the Ember is relentless in his hunt for the Marcy. They do see the Marcy now, and the chains will connect. The Marcy, she's dying, she's melting right there. The Marcy, she's dead. All three cores for Team Bangladesh at least gone for 20 seconds now. Can the two supports actually support this building right now?
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Prepare for a lesson.
So, Krish spams out, prepare for a lesson. I'm pretty sure Bangladesh did learn some important lessons here. So, she can already see, right, from the scoreboard that it's really not looking good for Team Bangladesh right now. Team India is knocking on their front door, well, actually the top door, right? And Team Bangladesh do not seem to have an answer for them right now. But Naga Siren, oh, here comes the oppressive Naga Siren illusions, man. These supports can do absolutely nothing against these illusions. And look at the menace that the Naga Siren illusions are causing. But the Emperor, he can blink it anytime. Well, it's not blinking, it's remnanting him, right? The false promise will keep the Templar Assassin alive for a little while longer, but they're in the base, so it's probably not going to end in that. But Team India do end up acquiring mega creeps. Remember, it's not super creeps, it's mega creeps, right? So they do end up securing the mega creeps, and ooh, the TA does manage to jump the back lines, but the Shadow Sharon does manage to run away and actually comes back with a snake and a shackle, right? But it's really not enough to just take down the Shadow Shaman, because Team Bangladesh, they're using everything they have in the tank right now, but they're still coming up short. I mean, the Ember, he's still alive. He has very low health and very low mana, but you can just, TP back home and come back with a remnant, so it's not really an issue for him. And I mean, I think that is exactly what he's going to do in a second. But the Naga, he's currently 1v3 against the whole entire Bangladesh. It's Naga versus the world right now. I mean, the Ember does have his remnant there, and he is back, but the fortifications are being used. Team Bangladesh are refusing to give up and are desperate to save what remains of their base. But with Naga Siren and Ember Spirit beating down on the Ancient, there's nothing they can really do right now. The song has been used, and more additional TPs are coming in. The Shadow Shaman, he's there with the Hex, and, well, that was it. That was the game. So finally the GG has been called after the tower has been destroyed, right? So hey, it's India. Like, who would have guessed the fan favorites win another series in a flawless fashion, right? That was absolutely flawless from Team India. Did have me worried there for a second, but still maintaining almost a double kill ratio in the second game as well. I mean, the first game it was much worse, and Team Bangladesh absolutely played their heart out in the second game. I mean, I was actually starting to think that the tides had turned to the favor of Team Bangladesh when they defended the top tower so valiantly and were catching Team India off guard so easily. But Team India, just sticking to the basics, did manage to finish off the game before Team Bangladesh could really pose any problems. So yeah, guys, that was day 4 of the Open Esports student games. And for those of you who have tuned in just now wondering what's going on, so we just finished the game with Team Bangladesh versus Team India.